When I was a small child, like 100 years ago, Dan, my family would buy me bonds, and I'm not sure what happened to them. Maybe we cashed them in. I know I don't have them now, but the question came up this week: is investing in bonds a good idea still?
Well, I had a similar experience as you, King, as far as growing up every holiday, birthday, and so on. I got a bond, which of course was a big disappointment at the time, but probably not a bad investment. So I think that for the most part, every investment advisor, generally speaking, is always going to talk about having an investment strategy that is about diversity. So when you're talking about diversity, having bonds in a portfolio may very well be an appropriate investment. But let's just kind of dive into what investing in bonds is really about. So there's a relationship, an inverse relationship actually, between what interest rates are and bond pricing. So when interest rates are rising, bond prices are falling. And when interest rates are falling, you will see a rise in bond pricing. And the reason for that is a bond is an IOU. Basically, when you're purchasing a bond, you're actually lending money to the government or a corporation. So it's in fact a loan. It's debt that you're holding. So when they pay you back, and generally it's a semi-annual payment, when you're getting your interest, when you're getting payments on that bond, that's the interest rate, which is a fixed interest rate. And ultimately, when the bond runs its course, then you're going to get your principal back as well. So it is a very stable investment, whereas stocks can be at times volatile, and you're talking about diversity in a portfolio. That's why bond investing is part of that. But getting back to how interest rates affect bonds, let's just put it this way. If interest rates are rising, that loan, in other words, that bond that you're holding is not as valuable because the market rate for interest is higher, which means that you can go out and get another investment, another bond, which will pay you a higher rate. Therefore, that bond is not worth as much. And that's why there's that inverse relationship between what the market is doing with interest rates and what bond pricing is done. So, bond investing, good part of diversity. And also remember, there are times where, depending on the type of bond that you're purchasing, that interest could be tax-free as well. So bonds ultimately can play a nice role in a portfolio, and they really do help preserve your capital investment.